And since most of us have put our comments in the chat, or some of us have put our comments, I'm going to read them before I go to my session. Pascalia had requested you to tell us how your last day of the month, I was about to say the year, the last day of the month was. Vivian says that January was chill and peaceful, this last day of hers. Sabina says that she is in Dodoma, Tanzania. January 31st has been a busy day from morning. Thank you that you can join us, Sabina, amidst your busy day. Kathy finally says that my last day of January was very productive. I got the mobile app working for the Eldoret Toastmasters Club bank account. Congratulations. It only took 4 months, Kathy. Then mentored 2 Form 4 leavers on where to go next. On that wonderful note, we shall go straight into today's training. How to navigate pathways and Basecamp. Just like Kathy has helped some Form 4 leavers on where to go next. As I continue to read your comments, I'd like you to indulge me. What would you like to know today? What has brought you to this training specifically? And I want us to be specific in the sense that I don't want us to say Basecamp or pathways. What in Basecamp, what in pathways has been a challenge? That way it will help us focus on the most important things and get the most out of this session. As you do that, Catherine says she is elated. She has a new member paid for 2 months. Congratulations, Catherine. Congratulations. Winfred, Area Director Winfred, says the last day of the shortest January was sublime. Sublime is a good word. I hope we can use it more in this meeting. That will be a word of the day. Winfred, you can let us know what sublime means. Meanwhile, let me know verbally, you can unmute, or you can put it in the chat. What exactly do you have challenges in, or would you be empowered if I went through it today? Rashmi says he or she, they achieved a lot in terms of taking big leaps on 2025 goals. Congratulations, Rashmi. If we don't have any requests, or Kathy has says, I want to be able to train new members on using Basecamp. Thank you, Kathy, for that. I guess it's only Kathy who I'll be left with in this room. Everyone else should be good to go. So just Pascalia and I and Kathy as Muruge Googled Sublime. What would we like to know? I'll now call upon my friends because people are not chatting. Vivian, I can see you're laughing. What would you like to learn by the end of this session?
I honestly just came because I want to win the banner. We don't have a banner.
My condolences to your club, Kwanza Kenya.
I hear you.
The first club in Kenya does not have a banner, so they really need that banner. That's why you're here. Thank you for your honesty. Sabina says, I am new. I want to learn about Basecamp. You are in the right place. How to navigate. Princess Eguchi, Madam Vice President of Education of SEMA, who I hope has a banner because their club is also old, says, please go through everything on Basecamp. Okay. Thank you. The challenge accepted. How to navigate it so that I can teach my mentees from Tracy Mamu of SEMA. Area Director Winfred says some levels were closed with no credit, reflecting on the club's distinguished club program goals. We shall see how to resurrect that if possible. Obed, Mr. President of Chigali Bilingual, says there was a lot on my plate on this last day of January. I'm looking forward to knowing how to help my club members to navigate Basecamp effectively and also win the banner too. You have competition, Vivian. Sorry, it's not going to be easy. Or we have a banner at SEMA for the record. SEMA, which is also old, has a banner. And Murugi says from K Toastmasters, where she is the Vice President Education, my biggest hurdle is encouraging members to go to Basecamp and complete or tick projects completed. Need to train them on that. Fantastic. We are in good company. Keep your comments coming as we go through this training. Let's start with an overview on pathways. For those of us who do not know, Basecamp is where we launch our path or pathways. But what exactly is pathways before we go to Basecamp? This is a page on Toastmasters International page or website, toastmasters.org. Go to education programs, it will lead you to pathways. And it's a learning experience which is interactive and flexible and available online. By you enrolling on Pathways, which is our main education program in Toastmasters, because there are other education programs for that matter. For example, the youth program is an education program. But Pathways, which we are going to focus on today, is the main one. And it gives you an opportunity to build more than 300 unique skill set competencies. There are 6 specialized learning paths currently. Before there were, around 11. There are now 6. After Toastmasters International did a survey, and so that many people needed these 6, the others are not being enrolled on as much. And the content, as I said, is online. The whole point of having these pathways is to transfer those 300 unique skill set competencies into your day-to-day life. At home, at work, on Valentine's Day, on Christmas Day, you transfer all these skills. Valentine's is coming, by the way. Content is available in Arabic, English, French, German, Simplified Chinese, and Spanish for those of us who speak those languages or have already completed their paths in English. That's an overview on pathways. Let's go to the specific paths. The 6 current pathways are leadership, dynamic leadership, engaging humor, motivational strategies, persuasive influence, presentation mastery, and visionary communication. Winfred had mentioned that there were some paths that were there before, and there are troubles navigating them now. They are the paths we are calling legacy paths. These are effective coaching, innovative planning, leadership development, strategic relationships, and team collaborations. If you had enrolled on these pathways before the transition, you should still be able to get these programs, these resources from your specific path. In case you're having challenges, you need to write to Toastmasters International. You can reach out to me later to go into the nitty-gritty of that. But I am on leadership development path, and I'll show you through my example how I'm able to still navigate, despite it being a legacy path. Now, I'll give an example of presentation mastery path, which is a common pathway to start with in Toastmasters International. This is just an overview before we go to navigating Basecamp. As I continue, feel free to put your comments in the chat so that I know that I'm still here, because my laptop sometimes likes playing games on me, and I may end up in a breakout room with myself. So let me know you're still around through emojis and through interaction in the chat. Every path has 5 levels. We have mastering fundamentals as level 1, learning your style as level 2, increasing knowledge as level 3, building skills as level 4, and demonstrating expertise as level 5. Level 1 and level 2 are basically the same for any Toastmaster regardless of the path. When you pay the 20 USD to Toastmasters International, you get your path, which we can say you get it for free. Your membership fee, the 20 USD that goes to Toastmasters International, World Headquarters, allows you to select your path, and we'll go to how to select a path later. Once you select a path, regardless of the path it is, your level 1 and level 2 will more or less have the same projects. That is an icebreaker, writing a speech with purpose. For those of us who joined Toastmasters before October 2017, we did not have writing a speech with purpose in our level 1. For anyone who enrolled after, they should be having that. Introduction to vocal variety was also not available in level 1, but now is, and then evaluation and feedback. For those of us who joined earlier, again, before 2017, we had a project called Researching and Presenting, which has now been taken to level 3 as an elective project. For learning your style, which is level 2, there's understanding your communication style, understanding your leadership style, and introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. In this path, there is effective body language. So in level 2, your second project may vary, but it's either learning a particular style, be it communicating or leading, or even both. And finally, introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. That's important, the introduction to Toastmasters mentoring project, because it allows anyone, and I mean anyone who completes level 2, to access something called Pathways Mentor Program. It is not featured here as a project. However, it's voluntary for you to take it. And I advise everyone who's listening to me today, whether you're a boy, a girl, a pet, to please take the Pathways Mentor Program. It will help you become a mentor, something that is needed so much in our clubs. We'll see how to access the Pathway Mentor Program. In case I do not go through that, you let me know before the end of this training. We then have increasing knowledge, and in this case, for the presentation mastery path, it's just persuasive speaking as a compulsory project. From level 3 onwards, we have elective projects where you select the one you want to complete. In this case, we have the active listening as an example, connecting with storytelling, etc. You need to complete 2 elective projects in level 3. In level 4, apart from the compulsory project, you also have 1 elective project to complete. Finally, in demonstrating expertise, you have 2 compulsory projects in level 5, which are, in this case, prepare to speak professionally and reflect on your path, which is the last speech you do to complete your path. You then have 1 elective to choose out of the ones listed. The elective projects and compulsory projects vary depending on your path. That's the overview of paths. In summary, all paths have 5 levels, from mastering fundamentals to demonstrating expertise. Level 1 and 2 projects are relatively the same regardless of the path. Level 1 had changes in the pathway depending on whether you joined before 2017. It's actually 2021, not 2017, sorry for that, or after. If you joined after 2021 October, you will have writing a speech with purpose and introduction to vocal variety as projects. If you joined prior, you'll have researching and presenting, which has since then been moved to an elective project in level 3. In level 2, it's important to get introduction to enroll on Pathways Mentor program after completing the level 2 introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. And you have elective projects from level 3 to level 5. Do you have any questions until there? Pascalia, you can read for me the interactions in the chat.
Okay, thank you, Chair. For now, no questions and no comments. You can proceed.
Fantastic. If you are still with me, if we are on board, please type I in the chat. I for iPhone. Thank you. I see the eyes.
We have very many eyes.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for that. We are now going back to the Pathways learning experience. There's one major thing I'd like to share with all of us, and this is the achievements and awards. This information is accessible to anyone, even those who haven't joined Toastmasters. There are various achievements and awards available to us, especially those who've joined. We know of the certificates that we get when completing a path or a level, but did you know that there are badges? You earn badges after completing a path and also when you complete a level. We also have employer letters that are accessible to you when you complete level 3, 4, or 5 in a path. Before, we needed a Basecamp manager to send that letter, but on the new Basecamp, you can do it for yourself. That's a major change. When you complete a path, the international president, Ravi Spear DTM, sends you a congratulatory email. Let's strive to complete a path if we can. You also have Pathway Mentor program, which I mentioned, that is available to each one of us once you complete level 2. Once you complete level 2, you complete the Pathway Mentor program as you work on your other levels, because it's something you can do together with or concurrent with your usual level 3, level 4, and level 5. You then can become a Pathways mentor once you complete a path. So you only get the title Pathways mentor after completing the Pathways mentor program and a whole path. Some of us still mentor as even before doing the Pathway mentor program, but it is ideal to mentor as you do the Pathway mentor program. It makes sense for you as the mentor, and it will help your mentee a lot. The two main awards are the Distinguished Toastmaster Award for Toastmasters and the Distinguished Club Program, which is a club award. In the Distinguished Toastmasters, in a nutshell, you just need to complete 2 learning paths, serve as a club leader and a district leader for 1 year each, serve as a successful club mentor or coach, serve as a successful club sponsor, or conduct a speechcraft or youth leadership program successfully, and complete the DTM project, which is available to you and me once we finish our whole path and complete level 1, 2, and 3 of a second path. In the Distinguished Club program, we are going to focus on 6 educational goals, goal number 1 to 6, which are listed there. I hope each of us is trying to complete at least 3 levels by the end of this Toastmasters year, that is by June 30th. If your club gets 5 goals by June 30th, your club qualifies to be a distinguished club. If we get 7 or more goals, or at least 7 goals, you become a select distinguished club. And if you get 9 goals and above, you become a president distinguished club. That is the overview of pathways, the number of paths we have, what a path entails, using the presentation mastery path as an example, and the achievements and awards that are available to you. Let's now go into Basecamp. I hope you can still see my page. I had logged in earlier as Kevin. So to access your Basecamp, you need to click, you need to log in. So you just click login and then you log in. It introduces you. Now I'm Kevin. So it says, welcome, Kevin. If you're Tracy, it says, welcome, Tracy. You get the gist. There is my home, my profile, logout. If you are lost in Toastmasters, like you don't know, you clicked something, you don't know where you are, just go to my home. It centers you and you are able to navigate easily once you go there. On my home, we have the Go to Basecamp Loving Hub. I think I'm just thinking of Valentine's. So there's the Learning Hub, not the Loving Hub. Then the Achievements Board, that's under my Education and Achievements. Leadership Central, we have Club Central, Club Officer, and Club Officer tutorials. If we get time, we can go through Club Central for those of us who are club officers in the room. If you're a club officer in the room, please type CO in the chat so that we see how many we are and whether we'll need to go through Club Central. And from the organization to you, where you have meeting tools, the leader letter, distinguished performance reports. This is important because you remember those things I talked about, select, distinguished, president, distinguished. I can see many CEOs are coming in the chat. That's where you get to know where your club is, the distinguished performance reports, whether or not you are a club officer. There's Udly. Udly is the AI speech coach that helps you prepare your speeches and prepare for table topics. Please look at it when you get time, and how to renew. For purposes of this training, on my homepage, we'll focus on Basecamp. Once you've paid as a Toastmaster, automatically you'll be able to access Basecamp. If you haven't, you have 2 options. Either to go to Learning Hub, which is the first option and the easiest, to be able to choose the path. I will show us how to choose a path for those of us who have completed their and are now moving to a second path, or for those of us who haven't chosen a path to begin with. For any extra path, you remember the first path we said already comes with your 20 USD that you paid for. Any extra path, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, pets, costs 20 USD. Do not get surprised that, oh, I have to pay 20 USD, at least for now. This is the 31st of January 2025 to access the path. That's surprise in case you didn't know. You can put a surprise emoji. Let's choose a path. Let's say I'm selecting a path for the first time. I will choose English for now. And then you have 2 options: to view all paths online, view all path options, or to take an assessment. Mine will be, what we did before was to view all path options. You remember when we went to pathways, we selected and it gave us path options. That's what we did earlier through that pathways hub. You can alternatively take an assessment, which will give you some questions to go through. I won't do all that. There are around 30 questions, if I'm not wrong. Okay, maybe 15. I do not remember. However, for purposes of this, I won't go through that as we have a lot to cover, but it's advisable to go through the questions as it will help you narrow down on 3 paths for you to select. And then you continue and continue and continue, which we won't do because I'm not selecting a path. That is where you need to select a path if you're new to Toastmasters. Also, if you're new to Toastmasters, it's important that you add more to your profile. Remember, we had said we'll go to my home as the default, but as a new Toastmaster, your profile helps you even put information in your Basecamp. For those of us who already have selected paths, I'd still encourage you to put your details, to update your details on your profile to make sure that everything is correct. This is where you also give consent to Toastmasters International to send you emails. Some of us do not receive emails from Toastmasters International because we have put all notifications off in our privacy and consents. Make sure that we turn them on to get necessary updates such as Basecamp, information on Basecamp and pathways. My profile is a good place to start if you are a new Toastmaster, and for those of us who need to put more information about ourselves, including our photos. I'll go back to my home. Pascalia, in case we have any question, feel free to raise your hand and then I'll call on you to raise it.
Okay. Currently, there are no questions. You can proceed.
Thank you. Now we are going to Basecamp. Basecamp is where you access all your learning paths and tutorials. And I had selected, let me close this tab. Let's now go to Basecamp. We are going to Basecamp. Welcome, Basecamp. Kevin, yay. You can put the hand clap emoji just to stay awake. If you are lost in Basecamp, you press something and you don't know where you are, always click this logo. It will just reorient you back to reality. Because sometimes, yes, we press some things or a page hangs and we don't know how to move from there. Just click the logo and it will take you here. Of importance is our Basecamp profile. Let's select the Basecamp profile. It is your account to the left. Let me go there. It asks us profile request my club's Toastmasters home sign out. I'll go to profile. It tells you how long you've been a Toastmaster, which clubs you belong to, your achievements, and feedback. This is take this as we said Valentine's is coming. So you can update your Basecamp profile to get a Valentine in case you do not have. You can put your introduction, your interests, social media handles, etc. Take Basecamp not only as an educational tool, but for networking. So you can even be sending, apart from sending people your Instagram profile, you can send your Basecamp profile. It also gets to show how you've been active as a Toastmaster, and this is the main concern here, meeting roles. Did you know that before your level 3 of Toastmasters, whatever path you are in can be completed, you need to have filled the role of speech evaluator, Toastmaster of the day, and topics master. Pascalia, I see you're unmuted.
Yes, finally there is a question from Rashmi to know where is Story Pathway where you have registered.
Come again?
Ways story pathway where you have registered.
Where is story path?
Maybe she can
Yes.
clarify if you don't get it. Rashmi, could you please unmute and give us a clarification?
Rashmi, if
Yeah.
you're not, oh yes,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Can you hear me now?
Loud
Yes.
and clear.
Yeah. Okay. So when you showed us the before this another slide, there was a start something where story was there. So if you go back to the page which you had shown before this,
The page I
you
had shown
have
before
registered.
this,
Yeah, you have registered for something which was about the story. Yeah,
this
story
story
collection. Yeah.
Yes. We'll
So
go to that.
because I don't see that in my on my this, so I was wondering where it is.
Okay. This, if I'm not wrong, is a new feature on Basecamp where you can actually put stories. So if you do not have anything on your path and you see that you am having it, you can search it in your Basecamp. That means you can search whatever it is. In this case, I hope story collection can. I think it's something that I registered earlier.
Okay.
Yes. So there are many resources on Pathways, and they're usually found here, these resources. In your free time, you can have a look at the resources and select the ones that you're interested in, should they not be featured on your Basecamp.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Most welcome, and thank you for your question. Thank you, Pascalia, for that. We are going to our Basecamp, and we are now updating our roles that we serve. Whenever we serve roles in Toastmasters, it's good to update our account with those roles that we've served. That's how you go to your profile and you now edit them, where you select the role and you select the date. Notice that it says your club officers may use the information provided here to confirm you have satisfied meeting role requirements. That's where they catch you. So make sure you have at least served as a speech evaluator. The beauty with those three roles, speech evaluator, Toastmaster of the day, and topics master, is that there are already projects in Toastmasters International that cater towards that. You'll see that as we go to level 1, level 4, and level 3. In case I do not talk about that, someone jot it down. Can be Pascalia, can be anyone here, to show me which projects give us speech evaluator, topics master, and Toastmaster of the day. Once you select the role and the date, you save it so that it updates and refreshes. That was the essence of going through this page, to make sure that we update our roles soon as we serve them, so that when our vice president education or any Basecamp manager, right now any club officer can be a Basecamp manager, is a Basecamp manager as we speak. Before, it was only the secretary, we have the secretary, we had the vice president education, and the president as Basecamp managers. With the new upgrade, or with the new Basecamp, all club officers can access your information regarding Basecamp, not regarding your dating history or any other thing. Those ones you can give them should you want to, but in terms of this, it's only this that they can access. I have been seeing your emojis, Masi Mwangi. Thank you. At least I realized that I'm working on my engaging humor path, and I can see when you laugh that the humor is hitting. Now, paths in progress. The story collection, you can give me stories we can talk about that later. I don't know where that came from, to be honest, but I'll show you. Let's go back to our home page, which is the home page for Basecamp, and go through the menus. The first menu is the paths and learning, which shows us which paths we've started. This story collection is, if I have a story to write, I can add stories. I can add things to make a story there, but it's not a path. Engaging humor is the current path that I have. I also have a distinguished Toastmaster project currently being worked on. I was able to access it because I have completed my presentation mastery path. As you can see, where is it? Oh, yes. When you look at my screen, I've completed leadership development level 5. What I'm left with is reflect on your path. There's also some additional curricula that you as a Toastmaster, especially club officers and district leaders, can be given or can be suggested to in Toastmasters. That for club leaders and district leaders, club building initiative curriculum is something you may have come across. Work on it and it will be marked complete once you're done. I'm also done with the Pathways Mentor program. I've completed the club coach program. I've also completed the presentation mastery path. Those are the few things that I've completed in my 4 years of Toastmasters. I'm now working on my last pitch of the leadership development path and my distinguished Toastmaster project as I start on my engaging humor path.
Okay, Dr. 2 comments.
Yes.
Kathy says that the story collection is a place where you can store your stories. And what's his name?
Thank you.
Obed Namahoro says that he's doing the table topics master project on active listening, but however, he's not sure what project can be fulfilled by being a Toastmaster of the day. Back to you.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. And thank you, President Obed, for letting us know that the active listening project is the project that you can use for your table topics master role. Since we are on that, I'll go to my engaging humor path and talk about the other 2 roles, topics master and speech evaluator, and how you can use that as projects. Since Obed has already asked that and has let us know about the active listening project. Thank you, Kathy, for chiming in on the story collection and letting me learn about it. I'm sure all of us have benefited. Let me go to the engaging humor path. As that loads, I want to thank all the 27 participants who are in the room. This is my path once I've launched it. It shows me the level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. It starts with an overview. And in level 1, we had mentioned the projects. I'll go through an example of how to navigate a project. Level 2, in my engaging humor path, those are the projects that I have. Notice that introduction to Toastmasters mentoring is common for all. Once you've done a pathway mentor program, you don't need to do it again. It's marked complete once. However, when you start a new path, you still have to start from icebreaker. You can always go back to the speech you made as your first icebreaker speech and refine it, or decide to do a whole different speech altogether. Remember, you can also deliver your icebreaker, even to add, you can deliver, as you start a new path, you can deliver it to a different audience, as your club may already know you. There is no harm still in delivering it to your own club members. They can't do anything to you. They're there to listen also and to learn. And not everyone knew about you. So then there's level 2. Thank you, Vivian, for the emoji. As I said, it's engaging human path. I want us to go to the first project. Remember, we said we have 3 projects we need to mark complete before our level 3 can be marked complete by the Basecamp manager. And the Basecamp manager can find out because they have all our profiles, our Basecamp profiles. The first project you can do is evaluation and feedback automatically. By doing evaluation and feedback, which I'm going to select for purposes of educating us, level 1 has evaluation and feedback as the last project. Whether you selected your level 1 or your path before October 2021 or after, you have 3 speeches in evaluation and feedback. The first speech, where you deliver a speech and get feedback. The second speech, where you redo the speech with the feedback you got from your evaluator. So you either redo the speech, implementing their feedback, or you do another speech, but implementing the feedback you got from your first evaluator. It's important, if possible, to have the same evaluator evaluate you for this speech to see if your feedback has been implemented. Alternatively, if they are not available, make sure you give your new evaluator that feedback you got from your first speech so that they know what to look out for as you deliver your second speech. Lastly is the evaluation role, where you now serve as an evaluator. This speech is an evaluation speech, a 2 to 3 minute speech where you give feedback, preferably to someone who is lower than you in terms of pathway progress, meaning any level 1 project, because this is the last project in level 1. You can evaluate any level 1, and then you receive feedback on your evaluation. Another evaluator evaluates you, preferably verbally, during that meeting. That is where you tick the speech evaluator role. Now, what about the topics master role? We had already been told by President Obed that we can get it in level 3. Notice for me, level 3, I do not have active listening as my mandatory project. I therefore go to my electives and see if I have active listening. There was an error in loading this course, so we shall reload. I hope you're actively listening as we load these electives, level 3 electives. Thank you, Vivian, for that. Okay, let us go to, I'll go to level 3. If you don't have active listening as a major project, I think it's usually in motivational strategies. You may need to go to the elective projects. If my project won't load, please bear with me, but we know where to check them out. The level 3 electives. It allows you to take on the topics master role, listen to the table topics participants to demonstrate your active listening, where I ask, for example, I ask someone a question, they give their comments. Before I ask the next person, I comment on what they said to demonstrate that I was actively listening. And then I proceed to call the second person. Let us look at these projects and we shall see that active listening is one of them. When I click active listening, it gives you what it's about. And it tells you, is it going to load? I hope it's loading. It will just, it's more or less the table topics master role. So I'll encourage you to look at that in your respective path. Finally, because of time, I will show where we can get the topics master role. There are many clubs that have online meetings, and Toastmasters in level 4 as an elective allows you to manage online meetings as the Toastmaster of the day. The project therefore is called Manage, is it managing? Yes, manage, is it manage online meetings. I'd like to select it just so that you can have a view on it. Okay, the selection is not, or let me submit, sorry, you need to select and submit. Let me do that. So it's up to you and I to do this practically. If possible, if you could be doing these things with me, that is, you have your own base camp, your own machine, doing the things as I do them, well and good. We learn best by doing, and therefore here it is, manage online meetings. I want to just give you the rough overview of what it is about. Notice that there are many things. In pathways, you do not need to reach to level 4 to manage online meetings, for example. You can still use the role of Toastmaster of the day as this. You can still use manage online meetings as your Toastmaster of the day project. Notice that I haven't completed, excuse me, level 1, level 2, level 3 to be able to access this. I can still access it and do it. The only thing is that I cannot complete level 4 before I complete level 1, before I complete level 2, before I complete level 3. I can do projects, but it's advised to do projects from level 1 going to level 4 as they increase in complexity and duration. However, that does not limit me. For example, if we decide to host a podcast, we're having TCON, Toastmasters East African Conference in Addis, Ethiopia, and I have a TCON podcast. I can use this level 4 project, create a podcast to prepare that. So feel free to look at your level 3, level 4, level 5 projects, especially the electives, as they can help you do many things like prepare for an interview, level 3 or 5, I think level 3. There are many things. Moderate a panel discussion where you have question and answer sessions. Moderate a panel discussion is level 5. Managing a difficult audience. All these things are applicable in your Toastmasters journey. Feel free to have a look at the path, the projects that you're yet to undertake. Okay. In managing online meetings, notice that it says, on to where it says that you can serve as a Toastmaster of the day. The purpose of this project is to practice facilitating an online meeting or leading a webinar. Conduct a 20 to 25 minute online meeting with fellow Toastmasters or a 20 to 25 minute webinar with visual aids for fellow Toastmasters. You determine the topic of your meeting or webinar. Research. If you complete your assignment with non-Toastmasters, you must receive approval from the Vice President of Education and invite your evaluator to attend. Why it was important for me to project this is that, one, your webinar may not necessarily be 20 to 25 minutes. So that's something I'd like to let you know. That's number one. Number two is that you can use projects in Toastmasters outside Toastmasters. As it had said,
Chair, you've hanged. Let's give him a few minutes. I'm sure he'll be back.
Obed, you can be entertaining us while we wait.
Oh, that's a great idea, Donvin. How about you start us off on that?
You're ready?
Yes, we are. As ready can be.
It's a Friday evening, and I'm excited looking into the evening, into the weekend, just to rest a bit. Take it from there with a sentence. Pick it from.
Sorry, run that again. It's a Friday evening.
Surely, these things we said them once and we forget. Let me start again. Let me remember again. After having a long week, time has come to rest. Just to reflect on what the week has been and plan for a new week. What will I do this weekend? Continue.
How did you know that was what was running in my mind? Because today is payday. I just got paid and it's a Friday night, but I'm thinking I have so many debts to pay, having had a long January. So I'm thinking, how will my weekend be like? Seeing that my pay slip actually doesn't look very interesting. I'd like to pass it on to Dio to continue from there.
Wow, you guys, you're amazing. I have nothing to add on, but to just appreciate your creativity.
I will take it on and say it's been a Friday evening, and yes, it's in January. I have had such a rough week, and I decided let me just keep it and stay at home. And so what do? I decide to pop some corn. Since I need to pay all my debts, this is the least I could do. I pop my corn, and yes, Netflix it is. And when I am so ready with my corn and my juice, I'm seated on the couch, I've taken a nice hot bath, and pew, Kenya Power does its thing. Oh my, will this be a dark Friday? How am I going to spend it by myself? I pass this to Christine Oyugi.
Hi, I'm sorry, I've just joined. I'm in a noisy place. Can you hear me?
As Christine has mentioned, she's in a noisy place. I try and figure out, it's Friday. I wish I had that noise next to me. And so I decide to take a hand, I wave up and pass this to Lori. Is Lori in the room? Are you going to be in this noisy place with me? Lori?
Oh my, Yvonne. My noisy place is my children. They love the dark. With Kenya Power doing its thing, what do we do? To quieten them, let's play cards. And that's exactly what we do. I pass it on to Obed.
Wow, wow. So it's a pandemic to end the month without the money, yet after receiving the paycheck. So my plan for the weekend, I'm going to visit my friends who are having meetups with their other friends, and I'm so sure during that I will enjoy the weekend without spending a penny. That's why we call Catherine Chege to continue the story. What are you doing the weekend? How are you dealing with it?
I'd like to cut you short because our chair is back online. Thank you, guys. Welcome, President, or rather, Chair Kevin.
Thank you, Pascalia. Thank you, Obed, and those who are filling in the silence when my lights went, but we are here. That's why my video is off. Allow me to be off as we continue this training session. I hope it's still being recorded.
Yes, it is.
Fantastic. Please re-grant me co-host rights.
Okay. Doing so shortly.
Thank you. IPP, Immediate Past President Pascalia. We've learned that managing online meetings can be taken as a facilitation for the Toastmasters of the Day role at an online club meeting or in any other platform. It doesn't have to be in Toastmasters. For example, many of us are in Rotary. Therefore, we can still use some of our projects in the various institutions we serve in, be it at work, be it at home, be it on Valentine's. Now, I see popcorn was served while I was away. I hope to get some crumbs that has been left, if there are any. Let's go to how to navigate a project. And since you're already on managing online meetings, I'll use this as an example. When you click a project, such as this, it can be your icebreaker, it can be a level 2 project. It will give you an overview of what it's about. Then it gives you these resources. A trick is to just download them. Download them as you need them. You'll still find them along the way as you navigate, but sometimes it's easy to get overwhelmed. So you just go to download these resources, and importantly, to look at them before downloading, just to understand what you're doing. I will not go through the specificities of this project. Just know that there are resources on the first page once you launch your project. Please download them and go through them. Notice that at each point you can bookmark the page such that it's easy for you to go back to a particular page that you liked. Gives you an introduction and an overview of what that project entails. The next thing is something new that wasn't there in the previous Basecamp, and assess and reflect. This replaces assess yourself before and assess yourself after. In assess and reflect, you talk about what you know concerning the project. For example, I know the difference between webinars and online meetings. You can then add what you know already concerning webinars and online meetings, and you can add that. It's a nice way of knowing where you're starting from. I won't do that. I just leave it there. Make sure that after typing, you save it. Next is wonder. Here you type what you wonder about the project. Notice here, it's very open-ended. It's not about these particular skills or this particular criteria. It's really about what you're thinking about the project in totality. For example, I wonder how to create and organize online meetings or webinars. Another thing would be, I wonder how to manage time during online webinars, such like things. These things will help you already know what to seek as you move forward, such that if your question is not answered, you may need to seek alternative resources or consult your mentor on that. As we do all these projects, friends, I hope you're working with a mentor hand in hand to help you through the process. It's not just about delivering your speech, it's also about having a mentor to guide you through your timer role, Toastmaster of the Day role, accountant role, etc. Some of my mentees are in this room. I won't mention names, but I have some mentees who just surprise me, like, oh, you're delivering a speech today? Okay, I look forward to the speech. Let's try to be a bit better. They are not in the room. Those ones are not in the room. Let's try to be better, to have our mentors look at the speeches beforehand, the speech drafts, practice with us. That's why we have Udly. In case they are not available or you're not available, you can practice on Udly and share. That's for another webinar. If you're interested, I should share the webinar on Udly and the DTM project. That will tell you more about that. Yes, and then be there for you to deliver on that day, should they be available. So mentorship is not just a thing about looking at your speeches, but it's also the practice and the sharing of experiences. Even when you get feedback for your speeches, it's good that you review that with your mentor, especially if they weren't there with you during the delivery. I hope we are okay. Pascalia, I say you're unmuted. We are good to go.
Sorry for that. Yes, we are good to go. Some people just complimenting you, and Donvin says that he knows the mentors that you're talking about.
Oh, yes, he knows them. Fantastic. Let's not mention them. It gives you the competencies. You see, we remember there were around 300 competencies we can learn through all the Toastmasters Pathways projects. The previous page listed some of them with this particular project. It then continues to give you information, which I won't go through. I'll only focus on what is important for us. Let you know about webinars. Some of these things are for you to click and to see. If you do not interact, it's very interactive. It's like a child exploring a new place or a new room or the toys. So make sure you click anything that needs to be clicked so that you can get the maximum benefit. Creating an online agenda, setup. So some of these things are dropped down for you to look at. If you do not drop down, if you don't realize this, yeah, you may miss a lot of information. The presenter, facilitator responsibilities, creating visual aids, using visual aids, click those buttons to access additional information. There are usually videos on Basecamp that takes you through a live reenaction of what you're going to do or what the project entails. That's the difference of going through Basecamp compared to just downloading the whole project. On page 1, there was a button you could print or download the whole project as it is. Of course, that won't come with a video. So it's important to, even after downloading the whole project, make sure that you go through such resources such as the videos or the boxes that you were clicking. That's only available by you interacting with the Pathways Learning Experience Basecamp. We won't go through this video. Notice that it's not complicated, friends. Some of these things, by the way, just for the record, it's you sitting down and realizing, by the way, I need to be serious with my life and I can do this. I got this. I just need to learn to click. Imagine if you can click, you're good to go. And if you're lost, you always click the Toastmasters logo. It will just take you somewhere familiar. So these things are not rocket science. And that's one thing I wanted to demystify, that one, you can always learn something new. Like today I've learned the storytelling collection place, the story collector. There's something new to learn. It's yours to explore and yours to have fun. So let's not take this as, oh my gosh, it is a crazy program. Yes, it is a bit overwhelming at first, but as you can see, it's easy to navigate, especially this new Basecamp one. Notice it's very interactive. List some steps you need to take to prepare for your webinar or online meeting. Now that's for me to jot down. So interact with it as much as you can and save. What's the difference between a webinar and an online meeting? You save. How can you identify the needs of your audience in an online format? What steps will you take to prepare visual aids if you use them, like PowerPoints, etc.? So make sure you interact with the program fully. Project purpose, project overview. This is the project overview that we had downloaded earlier, but you can still download again. It lets you know what exemplary, excels, etc. are. As evaluators, let's make sure we are able to understand these criteria before evaluating the speeches. And it's evaluate, not evaluate. E is for egg, not evaluate. Evaluate. You remember there was wonder, and now there's a new page. Learned. What have I learned? At this particular point, where you click and add. Now, there is a place where you can add the evaluation form and evaluator. You will only be restricted to those members of your club as per now. Toastmasters International or World Headquarters are working on a way to make it to make other Toastmasters, let's say Obed, who's in Kigali, Rwanda, to evaluate me, even though we are from different clubs. For now, it will only allow me to input my speech title, the dates that I'm going to deliver the speech, the club. It will only give me the clubs that I belong to, which are those. Then the evaluator and evaluation form will only give me people who can evaluate me based on the club that I had selected, which is a club I belong to. You must be in good standing to access all these things. Once you do not renew your membership, you lose access. You do not lose progress, you just lose access. Sometimes you lose progress, but it depends on maybe what you had for breakfast or the people around you. That's beyond us. But yeah, that's when you might need to consult higher powers in case you lose progress.
Okay,
Then
there is a question.
Yes.
There's a question from Rashmi. She's asking, the story collection is not popping up on her screen. Can you please assist her and let her know where she can find it?
Pascalia, you can put my number in the chat. Rashmi
Yeah.
and Rashmi, we can follow up that later, if that's okay. Yes. Over to you, Kathy, if you can answer that.
Let me unmute. I think when you go into Basecamp, if you just scroll down, the first level you see in Basecamp is the things that you've already selected. And then the next as you scroll down on your initial Basecamp screen, you should see story collection as a suggested, and then you can select it. So I'm not quite sure what she means by her find screen. It should just be on your Basecamp screen, unless you have to get past a certain level before you see story collection. But I know mine came up. I didn't have to do anything. It just came up and I selected it on my initial Basecamp screen.
Okay, thank you. It must be probably the path. Which path have you all taken for story collection? Because in my pathway, it is not showing up. Okay, I can communicate with Dr. Kevin or even Kathy. If you can please share your details, I can communicate at a later date.
Rashmi, Dr. Kevin's number has been posted on the chat. You can take it up after the meeting. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I will do that. So both are the Kenyan numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I will communicate on WhatsApp. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Rashmi. And thank you, Pascalia. When we select, of course, we have to select the name of the project, the resource the project you are being evaluated on. But if your evaluator is from a different club, you do not need to select your evaluator here. You can still save an email or save log. It's not a must to select the evaluator. That's the main take home, especially if your evaluator is from a different club. You can still be able to progress because Toastmasters International understands that your evaluator could be from a different club. If they are from the same club, they will be able to get the resource directly through their email. That's something new with the new Basecamp, that you do not necessarily need to download the PDF and send to them. No, here you can send it via email. If they are from your club, if they are not, you may have to do the old style, which is download the PDF, which is still available at the beginning. Remember the first page where we were, where it had all the resources? Yes, you'll be able to get your evaluation there. It just summarizes the steps and then you complete your project. I won't mark it complete as I haven't completed it. That was just for demonstration purposes. Good. We have learned so far how to log into Basecamp, that is the home page. We are able to access our account and track the meeting roles that we've already served in. We have also been able to navigate through our project in a level of pathways. We have learned that you can use some projects for Toastmasters roles like the Toastmaster of the Day, Topics Master, and Speech Evaluator. And these projects, not just those ones that I've mentioned, but other projects can also be done outside Toastmasters. It doesn't have to be in Toastmasters International. It doesn't have to be in a Toastmasters club. You can do it at your workplace, at a family gathering, etc. You just need an evaluator to be present, an evaluator who is a Toastmaster in good standing. That means a paid-up member. Kathy had suggested that when you go down, you'll be able to see suggested learnings on your homepage. I'll go to other areas, which is the achievements page, where you get all, you are able to see all the learning badges that you have got. As you can see, these are as a result of completing various projects in Toastmasters. You get a badge on completion. You get a certificate of completion after completing a level or a pathway. But badges come also after completing the levels and the path.
Terry, a question that has come up.
Yes.
Yvonne would like you to help us know how to navigate when you're approving a member's project. How do you go about it?
As a Basecamp manager?
I guess so.
Yes, as a Basecamp manager.
Okay, thank you. Oh, thank you, Madam President. I will touch on that. As you can see to my what? Where my cursor is, I'm a Basecamp manager. I will talk on that. Now, where are we? Yes, you can also send feedback badges. You don't necessarily have to, these are the automatic badges we can get on Basecamp. However, remember I had mentioned that Basecamp is also very interactive. It's very social. It's almost like a social media platform. So you can share badges with fellow members and receive badges from fellow members. If Yvonne, for example, delivers her icebreaker speech, I can send her a confidence badge on Basecamp. This is a badge I received from Winfred Osiro, who's a member of my club. Then let me show you feedback, where you can actually get and receive feedback and also send your badges. If you're giving a member feedback without being the evaluator, you can give feedback by selecting feedback, selecting the club, the member, and the feedback, and awarding them a badge like courageous, innovative, collaborative, adaptable, exceptional, a counter, topics master, whichever. All these badges, and you can decide whether you want everyone to see. All your club members will see that you've awarded them a badge, or you just want them to see only them. Maybe you want them to be a Valentine, so you're giving them the badge in private. Now that depends on you. That is, if you're giving someone feedback as a non-evaluator, someone who was there for their speech. You can also request feedback. That's what I was looking for. You are the person who has delivered your icebreaker, the first speech in Toastmasters International, for example. You can request for feedback. It will be the same thing will apply, and you want to see if it's going to be visible to all club members or to the selected member you're requesting feedback from. That is if you are a person who wasn't evaluating the speech, or if you are a person delivering the speech. In evaluation feedback, it gives us an option for those who are evaluating the speech, and you as a speaker to send your speech digitally, should you have not sent it on Basecamp, on what we had gone through before. You can see that digital forms are also available in PDF here. So you can click to access the PDFs, the email, the PDF evaluation forms. You just need to know the project you as a speaker are delivering, or you as the evaluator are going to evaluate. These are all the evaluation forms. They are listed here. So it's good to know which project you are looking for, either as a speaker so that you can share with your evaluator, or as an evaluator. Let's say your speaker is having challenges getting the resource, you just need to know which project they are on. A tip for all the speakers and evaluators in the room: if I am going to evaluate Obed on his managing an online meeting project, yet I haven't done that project myself, it's important for I as an evaluator to request for the PDF, the project itself, which is available to Obed. So Obed, I'll request him to please send me his project, the project itself. If I were Obed, it's also good practice to send your evaluator, especially if it's a level 3 project and above, it's important to send them your PDF project itself, the whole project, because we are on different paths, and from level 3, the projects differ markedly, especially the compulsory projects. So it's therefore imperative that we share the project, the PDF project itself, which is available on the first page when you log in to that project. Among the many PDFs that were there, the last one is the project itself. If you're an evaluator, you'll need to use this icon to access the evaluation form, but if you're a speaker, use the share icon. That is all when it comes to feedback. Then we have resources. Should you not have suggested resources at the bottom of your screen like Rashmi, and you can still try to search. I'll try Rashmi to search story collector, just trying. I don't know if it will work. Results not found, lol. Okay, that's why we can work on that offline. I don't know where that one is at the moment, but you can be able to, it gives you project resources, project descriptions, evaluation resources, translated PDF. We are in a new Chinese year, the year of the what? It's the drag. It's not the dragon.
The snake.
The snake. Okay.
Yes, the
if you're,
snake.
thank you. The year of the snake. So there's also Japanese, Korean, yeah, just saying, tutorials, etc. Try to search whatever you're looking for in this search button for any resource that you may be interested in, including the Pathway Mentor program. Let's say you are in level 4 and you can't locate your Pathway Mentor program, it's not suggested. Let me try. I hope it comes through that one at least. Or maybe it's not searching because, okay, because I already completed it. Let's see, Pathways Mentor. Okay. All the best as you search for your particular resources. We are now going back to the main page where we said we'll click the logo whenever we get lost. I've clicked the logo, it has taken us back to this page. I want to answer our Basecamp managers in the house. I said everyone is a Basecamp manager except the immediate past president. Everyone can now access project, what are they called? Level completion requests. When I come to my Basecamp, I'll now go to Basecamp Manager to look for the approvals, the requests rather. As you can see, there are no approvals, and I'm a Basecamp manager of Watabaruku Bilingual Advanced Toastmasters Club, which is an advanced club in the district. I'm going to market it shortly because it's my time to shine. Now, in Watabaruku Bilingual, we give you 3 evaluators per speech. You have a content evaluator, a delivery evaluator, and a grammar evaluator. The grammarian becomes your grammar evaluator. You can join an advanced club to take your speaking journey to an advanced level. In our case, through advanced evaluations, through advanced speeches, because the level of feedback you're going to get is going to be commensurate to your levels. And to join our club, you need to be a level 3, someone who's completed level 3 and above. That's the end of my advert. Now back to Basecamp Managing. You need to click Basecamp Manager, as I said, and then you have the options of approvals. In case you have an approval, it will come. Member overview to see all your members. I won't disclose them just out of privacy, but yes, you've seen some of their names there and their progress. Paths in progress, it's able to show us the paths that are in progress, lol, as the name suggests. I won't allow it to load because I don't want us to get into the nitty-gritty of our members and any recent activity. Meaning, let's say you as a president have been requested to approve a level completion by your VPE who's not available. When the VPE comes back, they'll be able to see any approvals that have happened or any other recent activities that has happened. So approvals are here. You can also see all approved, denied, to do, reversed. That you can also get all the approvals there. Madam President Yvonne, does that answer your question? I'll take
If answers or not, the 3 questions that have come in fast and furious. The first one is from Vivian, and she's asking, does one have to upload the filled up evaluation forms from the evaluators after each speech project?
Good question. I think I get it.
Okay.
I'll take that one first, unless there's another question related to it.
I'm not sure. This one from Rashmi says, does the EXCO team need to maintain the latest update on Mentalist on Basecamp? Because it might be a challenge when several people join and some leave. No, they're not connected. That's the question. And then the last one from Laurie is, please show us how to update DCP goals once members complete the level required. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Pascalia. I'll answer Yvonne's and was it Laurie's question on Basecamp approval and the evaluation form. Now, for the latest change in Basecamp is that, or in level or pathway completion approvals, is that you only need to do it in Basecamp. You don't necessarily need to go to Club Central. Club Central is a totally different hub, which I can talk on, and that will help answer Rashmi. But you only need, once you've marked it complete on Basecamp, it should be good to go. The member will also get a confirmation on their side, and you, as a Basecamp manager, will get a confirmation on your side. That should also automatically update on the Distinguished Club program of your club. It may take time, 48 hours per se. I know of a VP who reached out to me and told me that they had some approvals pending that are not reflecting. I'll touch base with her to find out if it's worked 2 days after. So some of these things may take time, but ideally they shouldn't take that long. 1 week is danger zone. Either someone hasn't approved it correctly or they didn't mark it complete entirely, something like that. Those are things you might need to find out. let's see if previously there was a place in Pathways where you could upload any documents you had, such as your evaluation forms. And this is where I answer Vivian. Because Basecamp has allowed us to send and receive resources digitally, that option has far gone. Unless I can be corrected by someone, I stand corrected. I have not yet found a place to upload my resources, like evaluation forms received on Basecamp, on now this platform. There used to be a place written, was it my resources or documents or something, where you could upload any files, certificates, and the like. Has anyone come across such a place in the new Basecamp where they can upload documents they receive? I also don't think there is. I was just clicking learning dashboard to see if there's anything. No, it is where we are. This is the learning dashboard. So to answer your question, Vivian, and you can let me know in the chat if I've answered you, there is no place to do that, to upload documents or certificates received. What we can do in Basecamp is send people feedback directly, ask requests for feedback, award badges, and also send our evaluation forms through email if they are members in our club, or through the normal process, which is downloading the PDF from your project page in Basecamp and sending to your evaluator if they're outside your club. That may mean, should you want a repository, a place to keep all your documents, you may have to do it elsewhere. Maybe you can even correct. You can collect them and then put them maybe in Telegram, in a Google Drive. Same to Rashmi. In case we really brainstorm and do not find our story collection here, we can as well collect our stories elsewhere. It doesn't have to be on Basecamp. This is just a place to put your stories together. But we'll work on that later. That is Rashmi and I will, and anyone interested in finding about story collection. If you also have found a way to solve that story collection debacle, you can put it in the chat. Vivian, over to you.
Thank you so much, Chair, for the presentation and responding to the question. I've just noticed on my dashboard, if you go to the homepage of the dashboard where there's parts and learning, achievements, feedback, then there's resources. When you click on resources, I have resources, then I have my documents. So here I think you can upload files, but they're not specific to the evaluation forms.
I wish we can clap for you. Let's clap for Vivian for helping us there. We have a place to upload. That means I was wrong in saying that we do not have a place with the new Basecamp. We still do under resources, where in my documents tab, you can upload all this, including MP4s. Wow. So let's say you're receiving your ribbon, you can upload it here for memories. Thank you so much, Vivian, for that. As you see, you and I are also learning. I'm not just here to dispense information. Thank you. Any other question on Basecamp before we go to Club Central, specifically for club officers in the room? Feel free to raise your hand or put it in the chat. In the meantime, I will go straight to Club Central. which I think I can get from here. When we go to Toastmasters home, let's see Toastmasters home where it takes me. There you have it, friends. It's possible to navigate. It just needs a bit of time, patience, and you'll get there. You'll get the specific project you're looking for. In the invite to join this meeting, this training, there are some resources that were listed. Please also go through them, as Toastmasters has provided, all I've said, in PDFs, in videos. So they are available for your viewing and for adding knowledge. Pascalia, I presume we do not have any question. Except the one for Rashmi.
Currently, we do not have, but I think we need to start looking at the clock.
Oh, noted. It is now 8:50. Ooh, we need to go. We need to do the quiz. So for Club Central, unless you have a separate training on that, there are Club Central resources where you just need to go to Club Central. Thank you for that reminder, Pascalia. In Club Central, let me direct this to Rashmi and anyone who's interested. The people are able to, there's membership management that shows who are the members in good standing, who are the members not in good standing. And then through that, things like the mentors and the mentees can be reshuffled through membership management. For Club Central tutorials, friends who are club officers, there's a place written, click here for Club Central tutorials. You know what? If you click there, you'll get Club Central tutorials. Now we are going straight to our quiz. Are you ready to win your club a banner? Can I hear a yeah? Can I see a yeah in the chat? Can I hear a yeah?
Yeah.
Yay, yay, yay.
The only two people who want to win banners.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Kwanzaa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Great. Thank you for your active participation. I will share my screen. Someone has asked me privately if they are eligible to compete. Yes, you are. The person who's asked me, yes, you are. I am. I am sharing the screen. You can join by going to kahoot.it and putting that code 687294. You can also click this link. Let me copy it in the chat. I'm waiting for players. Thank you for the aye. Kathy, I can see it. Obed, Janet. Most welcome, Princess. Rashmi, I see the yeah. Yvonne, the yeah, I see it. Thank you. Also, let us know who you are. That is, if you become first, second, and third, we need to identify you. Make sure you claim your identity, otherwise people will claim it for you and win their club's banners. So it's only number one who gets the banner for the record. The rest we just mention you and clap. Thank you, Presby, Kahawamoto, Lori, JM, Dio, WN. Great. Biz, Obed the winner, we are so sorry. Let's continue to join. We have 9 participants. I'll wait for, how many are we in the room? We are 18. I'll just wait for, we actually have. If I wait for one more, we can start. Just one more so that we reach the 10. Yes, we are 10. Thank you, Atsi. You can still join us in case you haven't joined. In case you haven't joined, you can still join us, but we are about to begin because of time. Chaimoto, I see you, JM, Lori, Kawamoto. We are beginning. Try to be as quick as possible and correct as possible. Welcome. "12 questions. How many parts are there now? How many parts are there now? Please type your answer. You can type as a number. You can type as a word. You can type in Romans. I won't accept other languages like Chinese as I'm not fluent in those ones. Also, in Amharic, I won't accept because I don't know what it is. However, you can visit Econ to learn Amharic. How many parts are there? 6. Let's see who got it and in the fastest time. 7 of us got it out of the around 10 members who logged in. Congratulations to JM, Obed the winner, Great, Atsi, and Chaimoto, who are in top 5. Next question. True or false? Toastmasters get their first path for free as part of their membership. Is that a true statement or a false statement? You have only good. 10 of us got it correct. 1 of us didn't. Does this affect our scoreboard? Yes, it does. Great is now number 1. Obed is number 2. Atsi number 3 with JM and Biz following. How many levels are there in a Toastmasters path? Which is the correct answer? 4, 5, 6, or 3? 4, 5, 6, or 3 levels in a Toastmasters path. 10 of us have answered correctly. That was an easy one. Let's see who was fastest. Obed the winner was fastest, making him win that round, with Atsi second and Great displaced to third. Congratulations, Kahawamoto. The coffee you're serving is hot with your answer streak of 3. Arrange these levels in order. This might take some time. Arrange them in order. Arrange them in order. Remember, we had talked of level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. What are their names and how do they follow in terms of order? You have 45 seconds to go. We only have 2 answers keyed in. 5 answers keyed in. Well and good. The one that is not here is demonstrating expertise, which is level 5. But these are level 1 to level 4. What is the correct order? 19 seconds to go. 9 answers. We just need 1 more person to key in and we're good to go. 10 answers. Good. I think there's someone still pending. Good. We have 7 of us not getting it correct, but 4 on the contrary got it. Mastering fundamentals, level 1. Learning your style, level 2. Increasing knowledge, level 3. And then we build the skill in level 4. What does this do to our board? Atsi is now in first. JM, Kahawamoto follow with Chaimoto, their counterpart, in 4th, and Obed the winner now winning but in 5th position. The 3 players who had a good answer streak, congratulations. Almost halfway, true or false. You can skip project levels. You can skip project levels, true or false. This is tricky. This is tricky if you thought the answer was just like that. The answer is false. You can skip projects themselves, but you cannot skip project levels. You need to
yeah.
give them in order. Yay, I got some of you. So that was what I was testing. Sorry, my condolences. That one makes the board still remain the same. It hasn't affected it. This is a slide puzzle. I can access the Pathway Mentor after completing which level? Pathway Mentor program, I can only access it after completing which level? Please slide to the correct number. You have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. You have 15 seconds to go, so we still have time. I can access the Pathway Mentor program after completing which level? The answer is level 2. Let us see who got it correct. Everyone in top 5 got it correct, meaning they maintain their positions. Next question, multi-select. Select all achievements or all awards in Pathways. Which are the awards and achievements in Pathways? We joined early. This was one of the first things I talked about. Some of them are not. Do not select those. Only select the ones that are levels or achievements in Pathways. We only have 4 answers keyed in. With little time to go. Let's see. We have employer letters, we have badges, we have distinguished Toastmaster and distinguished club program. Accredited speaker is not there, and speech contest is not a Pathways achievement or a Pathways award when it comes to the Pathways learning experience, which is an online platform on Basecamp. Great. What does this do to our scoreboard? It messes things up. JM is first. Obed the winner is now second. Chaimoto third with his or her hot tea. Atsi in 4th place. And Base is closing up the top 5 slots. A club that achieves 7 out of 10 DCP goals by 30th June achieves which status? Is it distinguished, select, Smedley, or president distinguished status? As a fun fact, Smedley distinguished status is the highest status a district can achieve, while president distinguished status is the highest status a club can achieve. The answer was select, and 7 of us selected it. Let's see if that changes the scoreboard. Yes, it does. Obed is winning at number 1, Chaimoto in number 2, with JM in number 3. Obed, you also have the highest answer streak of 3. We are almost in the last questions. Level completion requests must be approved on Basecamp and Club Central. Is that a true statement or false statement? I hope I selected the correct answer, by the way. Yes, the answer is false. Nowadays, it's only Basecamp that you need to approve as a Basecamp manager, but Club Central, it will automatically appear. What does this do to the scoreboard? JM is now in first. I love the changes. Base climbs from 5th to 2nd. Obed the winner is now 3rd. Chaimoto in 4th and Atsi in 5th. There is still hope, ladies and gentlemen and pets. All club officers except the immediate past presidents are Basecamp managers. Is that a true statement or a false statement? The faster you are, the better, but remember, you need to be correct. 9 of us got it. Let's see if that is true. It's 9:03. Sorry, we are 3 minutes past the hour. Base, you have the highest streak. You are now in number 2. JM is first with Obed in 3rd. The penultimate question is as follows. The following rules must be fulfilled before your level 3 can be marked complete. Mark the ones that you must fulfill before your level 3 can be approved. Which ones must you mark complete? We only have 2 answers and 18 seconds to go. Select all of them that apply. Seven seconds. Good. The correct answers are Toastmaster of the Day, Topics Master, and Speech Evaluator. And majority of us got that. Congratulations. A counter, although we love the role, is not a must, but it's a good role to take, especially as a new Toastmaster. Obed now climbs to second slot. JM, continue with your streak. If this is the last question, let's see. International President sends you an email on completing a path. Her name is Rathi-DTM. What is the name of our international president? Her surname. I guess some of you will have to Google. I said her name at the beginning. It's a 5-letter word that symbolizes a weapon. That is a weapon. With only 5 answers, let us see what this has done to the scoreboard. The answer was spear, like Britney Spears, but now rather spear without the final S. Only 2 of us got it. This is 10th. Let's see if Kwanzaa will finally get a banner. In 3rd place, we have congratulations to Baze. Let us know who you are in the chat. Otherwise, Obed, the winner is number 2. Sorry for that. You are number 2. Let's use number 1. JM is number 1. Congratulations, JM. You have won a club banner. WN is number 4 and Chaimoto is number 5. I will take this screenshot for proof. Congratulations to JM. Who are you? Who's Obed? Who's Baze? Who's Chaimoto? Who is?
JM is Jacinta Muridi from downtown.
Oh!
Yes.
Congratulations to Downtown Toastmasters Club. That is your vice president of education winning the club on your behalf. Sorry to Kwanzaa. Kathy from Eldoret is Baze. Obed Namohoro is Obed the winner in 2nd place. That concludes our session, our January interactive session. I wanted us to take a screenshot, but some of us are in darkness. If you can still put on your videos and take a screenshot, that would still be lovely. As I hand over to Pascalia. Thank you so much for participating and sorry for taking 6 minutes beyond the hour.
Kindly let's open up our videos and give a round of applause to Dr. Kevin Rubia. Let's give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very, very much, Dr. Rubia. We are definitely more knowledgeable and we have definitely received so much value from the content that you've delivered. Are we good to go, ladies and gentlemen, to go and make the new changes applicable in our clubs as well as in our personal aspects? Thank you once again for joining in, and I know that the time has really gone. We wish the who was it? Downtown. Congratulations, Downtown. We really wanted it so much as Kwanzaa, but it's okay. Next time we'll get it. Not to worry. So thank you so much once again. Have yourselves a blessed good night and a brilliant, brilliant weekend ahead of you. You're free to leave at any time. Thank you.
Bye.